Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. So I'd like to welcome each one of you for this festival of lights, otherwise known as Diwali. So, as the world outside is being lit up with lights, and many of us, we celebrate this festival of lights with crackers, giving gifts, and so on and so forth. It is also important to reflect that though there are millions of flames which are lit outside to push the darkness, there is a deeper darkness which exists in our heart, and that darkness needs to be pushed. Krishna in Bhagavad Gita says, when the light of transcendental knowledge gets awakened in our heart, then the darkness of our life completely gets removed. So, what we will do is, of course, how many of you buy gold and all during Diwali, Dhanteras? Many of you, or no? No, none of you. Or if at least you have heard of some of you. So, why do we buy? Because we think that will give us good fortune and things like that. Isn't it? So today we will see a different kind of a fortune which the Vedic scriptures talk about, and that is what we will try to focus in the next half an hour or so. It's a beautiful verse in Bhagavatam which says, Sankirtyamano Bhagavan Anantaha Shrutanubhavo Vyasanam Hipumsam Praveshya Chittam Vidhunoti Asesham Yatha tamo arka bharam ivati vataha Yatha tamo arka bharam ivati vataha. So all of you have been participating in this chanting of the holy names, and this verse says, Sankirtyamano Bhagavan Anantaha. No, you don't need to. Otherwise we'll keep on doing this. So this verse says, when we properly glorify or chant the names of the Lord. When we properly glorify or chant the names of the Lord. Chanting a material names has got no benefits. But when you chant the names of the Lord, which is non-different from the Lord, because Lord is absolute, then all the traces of misfortune from our heart goes away. We're all looking for good fortune, isn't it? All the traces of misfortune goes away from our heart. Now, what are the traces of misfortune? For an outside person who's a businessman or who's a materialistic person, is the loss of opportunity to get some wealth. That's a bad fortune. But for a devotee, the bad fortune is when you have a chance to practice spiritual life and you forego it. Sankirtyamano Bhagavan Anantaha Shrutanubhavo Vyasanam Hipumsam. What if I don't know how to glorify? Maybe many of your houses, you may not have even an altar. You just come to the temple and you get a chance to hear hearing the glories of the Lord. Shrutanubhava vyasanam hi pumsam. Then what happens is pravishya chittam vidhunoti asesham. When this, because the hearing of the Lord's activities and His names are non-different, when these words go inside, the Lord personally seated in our heart as Paramatma cleanses. Pravishya chittam vidhunoti. Vidhunoti asesham. Completely cleanses this heart. Yatha tamo arko bharam ivati bhataha. Like when the sun rises, there is no question of darkness. Like when there is a wind which is blowing, there is no question of the cloud to remain in the sky. Similarly, when the Lord cleanses our heart, all the traces of misfortune are gone. Shrutanubhavo vyasanam hi pumsam. The word used here is anantaha. Actually, all of us, we are looking for happiness which is unlimited, unending. And you get a glimpse of some happiness outside, but that is temporary. But Sankirtyamano Bhagavan Anantaha. You get unending, unlimited happiness. On this auspicious day of Diwali, when all of us are trying to acquire good fortune, if you see in the pages of the Vedic scriptures, there is one question which is asked by Uddhav. He asks Krishna, what is the greatest treasure? What is the greatest? What is the best thing that can happen to one person? What is the great fortune that one can have? In response to that, you know what the Lord says? The greatest fortune that one can have is to come in association of devotees. It's the greatest fortune. A good fortune is to have a human body. But even greater than that is to get a chance to associate with devotees. What will happen if you have a human body, if you associate with devotees? That the Lord will say, and with that we will conclude. But these are the three things. First is a great fortune to have a human body. The second, the more important thing is to get a chance to associate with devotees. And if you associate with devotees, something else happens. That is the ultimate prayojan, or the ultimate destination. How many of you feel that you are very privileged because you've got this human form of life? Not many, right? In Mahabharata, there is a story which is given. There was a man who was very scholarly, very intelligent. He was very well-read, well-versed with Vedic scriptures. Usually people, if they are well-versed with Vedic scriptures and studying and spending a lot of time, doing this study, they won't have a lot of money in life. Because if that pursuit is for money, you won't be able to spend time with reading Vedic scriptures. So apparently this man didn't have money. So he was very poverty-stricken, and but he was very, very learned, very knowledgeable person. What happened one day, he was walking, he was going in the street, and from the other side, there was a palanquin carrier. They were carrying palanquin. In earlier days, there was not so many BMWs, Mercedes were not there. But if you are going in palanquin being carried by 4 people, you must be a very rich man. So there was a rich man who was sitting inside. And then imagine the pride being carried. You're looking at everyone. And from the other side, that scholarly person was coming. So this guy knew that he's a scholarly man. So when they crossed each other, he started insulting him. Hey, what kind of a person you are? A fool, number one. Your life is a waste. So on and so forth. And he kicked him. He kicked him so hard that that person fell down on the road. And when he fell down, he felt so hurt. My God, what is the use of my life? I have been pursuing this spiritual life. I have been studying this Vedic scriptures. I just wasted my time. I should have invested in pursuing wealth. After all, wealth is very important. That is what the modern world, they teach us. Probably I didn't do the right thing. So he was thinking like that. And he felt so bad that he was not even getting up from that position. He's lying on that street. And sometimes, when we are overcome with these negative emotions, something which hurts us very badly, we take some decision which are very instinctive. And those instinctive decisions are always wrong. This fellow decided to commit suicide because of that, being hurt by that person. So he was about to jump off into a river and he was standing there feeling hurt. In Bhagavad Gita, actually one of the things which Krishna mentions is, when you are overcome or when you are overwhelmed with emotions, don't take any decision. As Arjuna himself was overcome with compassion. Soka sambhigna manasa vishrijam sasaram chapam. He was not able to lift his Gandiva bow. Seeing this particular thing which was happening, this person was about to commit suicide, Indra from the heavenly planet had compassion. This man is after all a knowledgeable man, and committing suicide is not good. Let me intervene and do something. I imagine a person, if any one of you is angry or having some kind of negative emotions, and there is another person we select and we say, now you instruct him Bhagavad Gita. Sunega? No chance. There is a certain mindset which is required even to appreciate and understand the knowledge. Not everybody and every time we can't get it. So Indra thought of a plan. He came as a jackal. You know jackal? What do you call jackal? Fox kind of, jackal, whatever. He came as a jackal. And this man was about to jump up into the river. So this jackal came and he stood next to him. And he said, hey, good morning. So he looked at that jackal. It's an animal and it is speaking. He was very curious. He said, who are you? Don't you see I'm a jackal? Said, that I see, but how come you are talking? Just like that, I've gotten some special this thing. I'm able to talk. Said, what are you doing? I said, that's none of your business. Actually, I'm very hurt in life and probably you're the last person I'm seeing, something like that, he said. What do you mean? I said, I'm going to commit suicide. You should not do that, I said, why? My life, I can decide, I can choose to commit suicide. What's your this thing? See, I'm not committing suicide. Why are you committing suicide? That's your life. You don't commit suicide. How does it matter? So just hold on. What I'm going to speak to you, you will see how much of sense it will be beneficial for you. Just pay attention to me for a minute. And the jackal started speaking and said that, you see, you have got these 2 hands. We don't have it. Imagine if there is a mosquito which bites me. I can't do anything. How many of you have seen, you would have seen this phenomena where the dog, if there is an insect which is there biting probably the tail, the dog tries to catch the tail, right? Goes around, can't catch it. So he says, you have 2 hands, I don't have that. If some insect bites, I can't do anything. If some insect, is biting my tail, I can't reach. I have to just tolerate. Not only that, in the forest when I'm chasing, when I'm going after my prey, some thorn, something will get pierced, pricked into my body. I don't have tooth, I don't have anything. How will I take it out? I have to live like that. Not just that, sometimes we go and we see that, human beings, you live in nice house, you have temperature controlled environment, there is AC, this thing. We can't live like that. On top of that, every single day, we have to go and hunt for our food. Imagine, all of us, we eat nicely. But if it is like every day you have to go out for your rice, grains, dal or sabji and all, every single day. That too, if we don't, nowadays you have got supermarket, you just one call, one phone tap, everything gets delivered. You don't want to cook also, DoorDash, Uber Eats, everything is there. Your life is so comfortable. And not just that, if amongst you, if there is some difference of opinion, you say, don't act like a jackal, don't act like an animal, you insult us. Yet we don't that idea of committing suicide doesn't come to us. If that would have happened, all animals would have died. So that struck that that Vidwan, that knowledgeable man. What he's saying is making sense. Human psyche is such that we don't value what we have. We look for something which we don't have. Always. That is how we are designed. Just imagine, today I was seeing somebody had sent some WhatsApp forward. There was somebody's hand which was cut and was lying somewhere. Imagine just for a moment, the hand is not there. Right? We can't play Kartal. No mridanga. Eating is a problem. Your back is itching. You can reach out. What you will do if the hand is not there? Imagine if both the hands are not there. If both eyes are not there. Or if ears is gone, hearing is gone. How fortunate that we have got this human form of life. How much grateful we should be. There are so many living entities in this space itself, maybe invisible, but they are there. They don't have those blessed things. That is the first fortune, if you've got the human form of life. But more than that is if you get an association with devotees. And this is what Chaitanya Charitamrita, when there is a conversation which is happening between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Lord himself, and Ramananda Rai, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu questions this. Shreyo madhye kono shreya jiver hai sar, Krishna bhakta sanga bina shreya nahi aar. See, this is very, very powerful. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked, out of all auspicious and beneficial activities, which is the best for all the living entity? And he said, Ramananda Rai replied, the only auspicious activity is association with devotees of Krishna. And there is a verse of Bhagavatam which is also going to elaborate on that. I'll speak about that verse a little bit when we'll come to that. But pay attention to this one thing. A, we've got this rare human form of life. B, he's saying the more fortunate thing than that is to get a chance to associate with devotees. Actually, in our life, whatever actions we do, whatever thoughts we are having in our mind, whatever desires we are having, we think that is our own desires, but not true. Maybe there are some advertising media industries which they spend a lot of money bombarding one particular object, and somehow you see that. And when you see that, there is a subtle thing which is happening inside you where you develop a desire that you should possess that. Though we think that the desire is ours, but everywhere they are trying to bombard this information. You look at somebody is wearing, how they are wearing some things, and you develop a desire. You go to some place where they're playing some kind of music, there's some kind of hairstyle, some things are being promoted, you develop that kind of a desire. Sadhu Sangha. Sadhu Sangha means association with devotees. Who is a sadhu? In the verse of Bhagavatam, which mentions, Tadbhaga Vishargo Janatagha Viplavo Yasmin Pratishlokam Abadhavati Api Namani Anantasya Yasho Ankitani Yat Shrinvanti Gayanti Grinanti Sadhava. In that word Sadhava, Prabhupada translates the word-to-word meaning, who's purified and thoroughly honest. Sat. Everybody in this world has got their vested interest and motive, they want to cheat. A sadhu, on the other hand, has no vested interest, who is purified and who is 100% honest. Long back, how many of you know, in the US, there used to be one person, one Indian boy, and his parents were very spiritual and religious. They used to take him to temple. So he used to always accompany his parents. Later on, when he grew up, he was from East Coast. He went to Arizona and he thought, what is this spirituality all about? Is there any reality to this or is it just fake? So he became a guru. It's a real life story. You can search his name. His name is Kumare, Kumare Guru. There's a movie also which is made on him. So he acted externally like as good as a sadhu. Saffron robe, beard, properly. Imagine you have to act, right? Long back, when Charlie Chaplin used to be here, there was a contest to see if anybody can do acting as close as to Charlie Chaplin. So there was some audition, and there was some, there were some people who were who participated in that. You won't believe Charlie Chaplin himself also participated. And they finally, when they selected the first, second, third, Charlie Chaplin was third. He is real Charlie Chaplin. But there are others who are trying to do, they want to be perfect. They are doing imitation and they're doing much better than Charlie Chaplin. So this guy who was trying to be a guru, he was acting perfectly, like, the best possible way, how to work. But it doesn't last for long. It got exposed. But a sadhu sangha, when you come in association of devotees, what happens is you develop a desire to practice spiritual life. Otherwise it doesn't come. But the benefit of association of sadhu sangha, we'll see that, which Uddhav is hearing from Krishna. Krishna says that you develop a desire to do devotional service to Krishna, to me. And otherwise doesn't come. 3 examples I'll give. One from Srimad Bhagavatam, where it is mentioned, Narad Muni was a small boy, 5-year-old boy. Any 5-year-old here? How old are you, Amaya? How old is he, Mataji? 14, huh? Okay. Any 5-year-old? Oh, 5-year-old, okay. How old are you? 5? 5, okay. He's saying no, yes, we'll take it on face value. So, Narad Muni was 5-year-old. And in India, they used to have this tradition, the Chaturmasya period, which is now currently going on, the 4 months period, the sadhus don't travel. They stay in somebody's house. So this very exalted sages and sadhus, they stay in one house where Narad Muni, a small boy, used to live with his mother. He didn't have his father in his previous life. And they were chanting, they were practicing spiritual life, and they were, they were just devotees. They were living their life the way they live. Seeing that, this 5-year-old boy suddenly he got very charged, very inspired. He was so motivated by their association. When the time for their departure came, when they were about to leave, he said, "Can I join you?" I said, "No. You stay here. We will initiate you. We will give you a mantra, and you can practice your spiritual life here." So Narad Muni gets the mantra from this Bhakti Vedantists and starts a spiritual life. In a few days after that, when this sadhus left, his only shelter, his mother, she was doing some household work, and she just went out and stepped on a snake, and the snake bit her and she died. Had it been any other 5-year-old boy, what it would have done? Cried incessantly, lamented. Narad Muni thought, this is a will of the providence. The Lord wants me to practice spiritual life more seriously. That decision or the thought came because of the association of the devotees. Moment association of the devotee can change our life completely. 2 more examples. How many of you are from Jaipur? Anybody from Jaipur? You're from Jaipur, Mataji? How many of you have been to Radha Govind's temple in Jaipur? How many of you have been there? There's a real life story of one person which is very, very powerful. He is a devotee, but he used to be a thief before becoming a devotee. Now in India, not in India, in the world also, there are people who do certain things in parampara. Father is a thief. Grandfather is also thief. Uske baad bhi thief. Uske baad bhi aage mujhe pata nahi. Everybody in our family is thief. So this boy was born to that family, and the father told him, you have to become the best in your trade, to become the best thief. And he taught him all the lessons. He learned, like last moment when a person is dying, everybody will be holding and they want to hear what is the last thing that this person is going to say. So his name was Ghatam, this boy's name. He was also there, and his father was on his deathbed. He was about to close his eyes. The final words that he uttered to his son, Ghatam, never associate with devotees. If you associate with devotees, you cannot become a good thief. This is against your trade, you will be gone. Just don't associate. Take this instruction seriously. So he remembered that. very careful, never used to go to devotees association. One day what happened, he plotted that he's going to loot the treasury of the king. This is the biggest thing. Once he gets this treasury, his life is all set. So he was going on his horse. There were a few followers of his, few other dacoits who were going. He's a known thief at that time. It's a real life story. So he was going, and when they were going, what happened? En route, this horse, there was a thorn, it pricked him. So the horse didn't go further. It was doing, and the legs are going up and down, so he is not going. So Ghatam had to get down off the horse, and he was trying to remove the thorn. This incident happened right next to a temple where there was a discourse going on. So he remembered his father's instruction, never associate with devotees. Immediately he closed his ears. But how can you remove the thorn without, using your hand? So for that brief moment when he was trying to remove that thorn, he heard that sadhu in that discourse, he was telling some things. Always speak truth. First. Second, the devatas, when they come down, their feet doesn't touch the ground. Third, when they are standing, if there is a light, there will be shadow. See, I can see my shadow here, right? Anybody doesn't have shadow, look around. Must be a demigod sitting next to you. He won't have shadow. And the third thing, they don't blink their eyes. He heard, but he didn't want to, and immediately closed his ears. He removed that and he went for stealing. So it was all planned very nicely, plotted. He went and he, took out the money from the treasury of the palace in the king's house. He was about to come out. When he was about to come out, he thought that if I go in the normal dress, they will be able to catch me. So he changed his attire and he put on the armor and this thing of the king. And he changed the horse also. He was coming in the king's horse. So he was coming out and the guards were there and the guards asked, "Are you a thief?" Because they have been alerted that there is some, theft which has been done. So they were very careful. They were asking, "Are you a thief?" So he heard that discourse, "Always speak the truth." He said, "Yes." So then these two people thought, "Arey, we are foolish. How can it be? It is in the king's this thing. He's wearing that, all those, crown and the armor, the jewelry and everything. It's all king's. It's a stupid question to ask. He's not the king. He's just playing with us because we are asking, 'Are you a thief?' He's saying, 'Yes.' Let him go. So he went back. As soon as this theft has happened, king was very alert and he asked all his ministers, all the known thieves, you should get hold of them and find out who has done this. And we have seen, at least in modern day, our police, what they do when they get somebody to their custody, we are aware of it, right? So, and this guy, Ghatam, very cleverly, what he was doing, he was maintaining a very low profile. Not indulging in going and drinking and doing some this thing, extravagant thing. Very careful, otherwise he'll be caught. He was maintaining very low profile so that nobody can have doubt on him. But the king's soldiers one day caught hold of him and brought him to the king's palace. What do? Beat nicely, right? Black and blue, they beat him. What? You have done it. All this thing that you have done this. He said, "No, I have not done. My father was a thief. I'm a saintly person. I've got nothing to do with all these things." Like that he did. So they could not get the truth out of his mouth. So they left him. Now it has been many days been passed, and the king is very angry inside. What is this one thief we are not able to catch? So he called his wisest minister, said, "You must do something. A treasury there is, it's empty. What's going on? Must find out." So this wise minister, he got to know that whenever Ghatam used to steal, before stealing, these dacoits, usually they go and worship Durga. So he used to go to Durga temple and get the blessings. And once he has got those money or treasury or whatever it is, the valuable things, he will go and a portion of that he'll give it to Durga's temple. This time he's not done. So he told, "Let's do something by which we will get this Ghatam." And what he told was, he found one lady, made her look like Durga. made her dress like Durga, and said that you go and just go and you ask him these questions. Why didn't you come this time? Every time you do some stealing, you come and give some money. Why did you not do this? Moment he reveals, we will catch him. So she goes, पूरा बढ़िया मेकअप करके पक्का दुर्गा की तरह गई, जाके knocked, got him opened, and he saw it is Durga. He fell down at the feet, paid obeisances. The moment he opened his eyes, he saw that the feet were touching the ground. And there was moonlight, and the shadow was falling. And when he got up and paid his respects to Durga, his eyes were blinking. And she is asking this question, why did you not come to me? You have stolen, and I know for sure you have stolen, but you are not coming to me. So Gautam is saying, no, there is some mistake. I always come to you. This is not done by me. You are mistaking me with somebody else, not me. Like that it went back and forth, and they could not get the truth out of him. So they left him. This one instruction he heard from that sadhu saved his life. He thought to himself, my God, I have been doing this, I have been stealing, and my father had told not to do. But that one instruction I heard has saved me. He decides to go back to that sadhu, surrenders to him, becomes a devotee of Radha Govind. Third example. When Lord Buddha became enlightened, his name was Siddharth, right, before, and he was prohibited to see this dead body, a diseased man, an old man. His parents had made nice arrangements so that he's not seeing all those things, but the day he saw that, he left everything, his wife, his palace, everything, and he became Buddha. So, this Buddha, once he has become Buddha, in those days, there used to be a thief. There used to be a very big dacoit. Those days, his name was Angulimala. You know, Anguli means finger. Mala means garland. So he'll come with a garland of fingers. And what do those fingers represent? How many people he has killed? He had a target of killing 1,000 people. So if you are killed, then angutha mera idhar laga ke ghumta tha. He was a big menace, a threat. He used to live in the forest, and the king was aware, everybody was aware, so they had put some guards at the entrance of the forest so that nobody goes inside that forest. If anybody goes, then the inevitable will happen, and they wanted to protect, and they wanted to safeguard the citizens. One day, for some reason, Buddha had to travel through that forest. So Buddha goes to that forest, and these guards of the king, they said, please don't go. Inside that there is Angulimala. He robs people, he loots people, and then he kills. He said, I don't have anything, I just have a begging bowl. There's nothing that he can rob me of. I'll go. He said, no, it's not just about robbing, it's not about just looting, he also kills people. Why you want to go? He'll kill you and he'll take your thumb. He said, I'm not scared of him. And Buddha goes. Like if you have seen that movie Sole, right? Bachcha jab rota hai kya 50 mil tak gabbar aa raha hai something and all, then people they will become quiet, right? So Angulimala was a big threat. I mean, everybody was scared of that name. But Buddha walks in the forest, and he's walking from a distance. Angulimala could see that Buddha is walking. He said, stop! So Buddha kept on walking without any fear. He was walking. And again he said, stop! This time was very loud. So Buddha just paused for a moment. And then by this time, Angulimala was thinking, who's this guy? The moment they hear my sound, they'll be all scared and they'll be trembling in fear. This fellow doesn't seem to be having any fear. So he came close, and his sword was there. He took out the sword. That sound comes, and he kept at the back of Buddha. his neck. So imagine your situation if you're going like this alone, somebody keeps the sword at your neck. Buddha looks back at him like this, turns back, looks directly into his eyes, looks very steadily in his eyes and says, I have stopped long back. When are you going to stop? Something happened to him. The way Buddha spoke fearlessly with compassion in his eyes, looking into his eyes, that words kept on ringing in his ears. I have stopped long back. When are you going to stop? I have stopped long back. When are you going to stop? His sword fell down from his hand. He fell on his knees and just bowed down before Buddha. So Buddha said, I am fearless and I can also teach you how to become fearless. So he's fearless, and me? Yes, you are also fearful. Otherwise, why are you living in the forest? Why are you carrying a sword always with you? I can teach you how to become fearless. And he said, go and pluck a leaf from the tree. He plucked the leaf from the tree. Now Buddha is saying, go and put it back. Put it back means how can I do that? So if you can't even put a leaf back in the tree, what right do you have to kill people when you can't give back life to them? Angulimala got transformed. One moment's association with the devotee, one moment, this is what it is mentioning in this verse. Ata atyantikam kshemam prichhamo bhavato angaha anagha samsare asmin kshanardhopi satsanga sevadhir nrinam. Sevadhir is the treasure, the highest treasure. Samsare asmin kshanardho, even less than a moment's association, satsanga sevadhir nrinam. We develop a desire to engage in devotional service. Otherwise, this rare, great fortune of having human form of life, just wasted. So great fortune is to have human form of life. Greater fortune is get a chance to associate with devotees. This verse says, therefore, O completely sinless ones, I ask you to kindly tell me what the supreme good is. After all, even half a moment's association with pure devotees within this world of birth and death is a priceless treasure for any man. Forget about your gold, this thing, that thing. All these things are useless. One moment's association with a devotee. What happens if you associate with devotees? Then one develops a desire to engage in devotional service. And the Lord says, Na sadhayati mam yoga, na sankyam dharma uddhava, na swadhyayas tapastyago, yatha bhaktir mamorjita. Na sadhayati mam yoga. I don't get controlled by somebody's yoga. Somebody is doing a lot of yoga. Na sadhayati mam yoga. Na sankyam. Somebody is practicing, taking the path of sankhya. Na sankyam. Dharma. Somebody is doing his varnashrama dharma. Na dharma. Uddhava. Na swadhyayas. Not study of Vedic literatures. Tapas. Not austerity. Tyaga. Not, renunciation. Yatha bhaktir mamorjita. Yatha bhaktir mamorjita. And this bhakti one develops in association of devotees. That is the greatest treasure of human life. That opportunity comes to us, like the verse I started reading. Sankirtyamano bhagavan anantaha shrutanubhavo vyasanam hi pumsa. The stress of misfortune which we have, opportunities keep coming to us to engage in devotional service. Yet we feel, time nahi hai, abhi nahi, baad mein, fir kabhi nahi aayega. That can only come by association of devotees. There was a very famous billionaire in one of his interviews, I'm not able to recollect his names. He says, when he was asked, how do you know that the opportunity has come and you should jump on that opportunity and grab it? How do you know that? This person says, no, I don't wait for the opportunity to come and jump. I keep jumping all the time. Imagine if you get a person, your forefather or your somebody who's gone and maybe no more there, 50, 60 years back, they used to live, or some 100 years back. If you get some of them to this by some time machine, you're able to get them over here in this present generation. And you say that, our life is so busy, we don't have time. That person will think, see, you have got a smartphone in which you can order food, you can order your groceries, you have washing machine, you've got all those things which we never had even dreamt of. Yet, even if we say that there was no time at our time, understandable, but you saying, that's the irony. We've got so much of advancement, so many things which can make our life comfortable, yet there is no time. So the biggest treasure, the treasure of our life, is to get a chance to associate with devotees. Sat Sange, Sadhu Sange, in 17th chapter, there is a verse which comes. In Sat Sange, in Sadhu Sange, you develop a desire for your ultimate good, not for your immediate this thing, which anyway you keep getting from different sources. Only in Sadhu Sangha, you develop a desire. So in this rare human form of life, out of that, how much time we have, we don't know. Whatever little we have, we should make it a point to not miss this opportunity to associate with devotees, to learn what is the ultimate beneficial thing for me. That is to engage in devotional service to the Lord. So we have 4 minutes. We will chant this verse 3 times. The one that I started with, beginning. Of course, there are some more things that I could have covered, but we will chant this. In this auspicious month of Kartik, you have come one of the days. Like this is like Amavasya, 2 weeks before and 2 weeks after is called Kartik month. Kartik month is a leeway. It's an opportunity given to people. Even if you do a little devotional service, it gets multiplied many times. There are many of us who wait for some Black Friday sale or some other sale to come, where we don't have enough money, but we keep looking for, that deal to come so that I can buy that coveted thing. Kartik month is an opportunity where somebody can become very serious in his spiritual life. There are many things which you can do on superficial level. You buy gold, you dress well, you lit your house, you do those things. But the darkness within doesn't go with that. That goes by engaging in devotional service, and the desire for doing that comes by associating with devotees. So we will chant this verse. You can repeat after me. Sankirtyamano Bhagavananantaha Shrutanubhavo Vyasanam hi pumsam Pravishya chittam vidhunoti asesham Yatha tamo arko bharam ivati vataha Yatha tamo arko bharam ivati vataha Sankirtyamano Bhagavananantaha Shrutanubhavo Vyasanam hi pumsam Pravishya chittam vidhunoti asesham Yatha tamo arko bharam ivati vataha One last time. Sankirtyamano Bhagavananantaha Shrutanubhavo Vyasanam hi pumsam Pravishya chittam vidhunoti asesham Yatha tamo arko bharam vivati vataha Srila Prabhupada ki Shri Shri Radha Damodar ki कार्तिक मंथ महामहोत्सव की, निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे।